I think my ex-boyfriend is losing it. Should I be worried? Okay, so I never thought I'd be one of those people who posts about their relationship drama on Reddit, but here I am. I could really use some advice, or maybe just reassurance that I'm not crazy. So, long story short, I, 28F, broke up with my ex, Jake, 30M, about 3 months ago. We had been dating for 2 years, and it was a pretty toxic relationship toward the end. Lots of jealousy on his part, controlling behavior, and I won't even start on his anger issues. He wasn't like that when we started dating, but over time, the red flags just piled up. I ended things when I finally realized I couldn't keep making excuses for him. At first, he took the breakup surprisingly well. He even said things like, "I get it, we're better off apart." I thought, wow, that was easier than expected. But now, it's like he's turning into a different person. A week after the breakup, he started texting me again. Just harmless stuff like, "Hope you're doing well." Then it escalated to, "I miss you," and then, "I'm going to fight for you. You belong with me." I ignored most of it because I was trying to move on, but it got weird real fast. About a month ago, I started getting random packages at my door. Flowers, chocolates, little gifts. He never signed them, but I know they're from him. Once, there was even a necklace in the box with a note that said, "You're still mine." That freaked me out, but I figured he was just being dramatic and would eventually stop. Well, a couple weeks ago, things escalated. He showed up at my work unannounced. My coworkers thought he was just being sweet, but I knew better. He stood outside my office building for 2 hours, just waiting for me to come out. I ended up having a male coworker walk me to my car that night. Jake was fuming, but didn't say anything. Now, he started calling me late at night. I blocked his number, but he just uses new ones. He left me a voicemail last night that said, "If I can't have you, no one will." I'm genuinely scared at this point. Should I be? Or am I overreacting? Has anyone dealt with something like this before? Update 1. Okay, so things have gotten worse. First of all, thank you to everyone who commented on my last post. You all really helped me realize that this isn't normal behavior, and I need to take it seriously. I wish I had listened sooner. Here's what's happened since I posted. After his "if I can't have you" voicemail, I decided to go to the police. They didn't do much, just told me to document everything and suggested I file for a restraining order. I hesitated because I didn't want to escalate things. Classic me, right? But looking back, I should have just done it. Last weekend, I went out with friends for dinner, and when I got home, Jake was sitting in his car outside my apartment building. He must have been waiting for hours, because my friends and I were out late. I didn't want to get out of the car alone, so I asked my Uber driver to wait until I got inside. I'm glad I did because Jake rushed toward me as soon as he saw me get out. He started yelling about how I was trying to replace him and how I was his. It was so bad that my neighbor heard and came out to check on me. Jake backed off when he saw someone else was around, but he didn't leave until I went inside. The next day, I finally went to file for the restraining order. It was such an exhausting process, but I'm glad I did it. The thing is, though, I'm not sure it's going to stop him. He's obsessed. I can feel it. It's like he's always watching. Update 2. So, it's been about a month since I last posted, and I wish I could say things have calmed down, but they haven't. The restraining order was granted, which should have been a huge relief, but Jake doesn't seem to care. He's been staying away from me directly, but I'm almost sure he's still lurking around. I can't prove it, but weird things keep happening. One day, my front door was unlocked when I got home, and another time, my favorite plant on the porch was smashed to pieces. I'm always locking the doors and double-checking, so it couldn't have been an accident. The worst part is, he's gotten to my friends. He's been messaging a couple of them on Instagram, trying to act all innocent and telling them that I'm overreacting. A couple of my friends even asked if I was sure I wasn't being too harsh on him. It's so frustrating. He's manipulating people around me to make me feel like I'm losing my mind. I've started staying at my best friend's place more often just to feel safe. I'm seriously considering moving, but I love my apartment, and it feels so unfair that I might have to give up my life because of this. What should I do? How do you even deal with someone like this? Final update. I'm writing this final update because things have finally reached a conclusion. Thank God. After my last post, I decided enough was enough. I talked to my landlord and explained everything, and they agreed to let me break my lease early without penalty. I moved to a new apartment across town, and only my closest friends know where I am now. Jake doesn't have my new address, and as far as I know, he hasn't been able to find me. But here's the craziest part. Jake ended up getting arrested. I hadn't heard from him in a few months, and I thought maybe he'd finally moved on, but it turns out he hadn't. One of my friends sent me a news article about him. He was arrested for breaking into someone else's house. Apparently, I wasn't the only woman he'd been stalking. I'm shocked, but also relieved that I wasn't just imagining things. I feel like I can finally breathe again. I've been going to therapy, working on my anxiety, and slowly rebuilding my life. I still get nervous sometimes, but I'm doing better. Thank you to everyone who gave me advice and support. It honestly made all the difference. Stay safe out there and trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is.